15th chapter. That's where I was always.
Definitely.
Check and see. Yeah, I need to go into whatever. Yeah. It was verse 8 that I was reading, really, but it makes you gotta start at the top. Yeah. Gotta start at the top. Yep. Yes, sir.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
I'm going to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakodash. We also want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And we also want to give peace and salutation to the elect, because the elect is all that matters, the house of David, all right, in which the Mashiach will sit on the throne of David and rule the earth in complete and utter righteousness, all right. And under him will be, with King David being the head of that church, the 144,000. All right, all Israel will be perfect. The rebels will be purged out. The 2/3 will be purged out, and the Lord is going to start this earth over with a remnant, just as He did at the time of Noah. But this time it's going to be the 144,000. All right, because at that time the earth had gotten in particularly a mess. All right, at that time of Noah. All right, Jake was going off, which is the sons of God on the right hand side. All right. Basically, get that. Let's start with that. Genesis 6. All right. Let's get that.
This is
and we hope you brothers are blessed. You know, everybody's catching hell, but we got one thing going for us above all of the people in this world is the understanding of the prophecies, man.
Yeah.
Okay. And you stick to that and you keep that in your mental, and eventually we're gonna believe salvation into existence. We're going to speak it into existence because that's what the prophets possess. All right. The word, the testimony. All right. Go ahead, brother.
Man, it's funny that you said that because this was in my psyche as you were speaking. We're in that time where although you're going through what you're going through and everything is happening around you, your confidence should be building.
Mm-hmm.
Your confidence should be getting at a very high level, man. You know, whenever we always use boxing. When a boxer is in the terribleness of training camp, when he's in that pit, that harshness, getting ready for his weigh-ins, when it really hurts, when it's really bad, he don't want to talk to nobody. But at that time period, he's at his peak confidence. He knows that whoever is put in front of him is going to be absolutely demolished because he's taking the preparation seriously. He's gone through the process for success. And, you know, I was listening to an audio today, and then within the audio, the person that was speaking said, your integrity is not shown when you're on the mountaintop. Your integrity is shown when you're in the valley. When you're in the part where it's painful. Right. And we haven't gotten to that hard part yet. You know, a lot of mental things that we put on ourselves is light work compared to what's going to happen, you know, whether it be your job or your family situation or whatever's going on with you, sicknesses and ailments in the body. We still haven't gotten to that hard part yet. Right. So we need to have that confidence that Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua is going to bring us through whatever is about to befall us, man. Okay? So I just wanted to mention that because, you know.
Genesis.
Go ahead.
This is Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. It says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth.
Now this is Seth's gene line through Adam. This is Seth's. When you read the fourth chapter, and went into Seth and Enos, and then men began calling on the name of Yahweh, which the name of Yahweh was already in the earth, but it was put in this particular chosen line. All right, so Seth has children, and they multiplied on the earth. All right, go ahead.
It says, and daughters were born unto them. It says that the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men.
The sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men. All right, go ahead.
That they were fair.
Right, now there were more nations on the earth outside of the family line of Adam. You had Cain's line, and you had different other lines. All right, the trees represented the philosophies of these different nations. All right, when we go into the garden. All right, because remember the whole earth was Eden, but east in Eden you had a garden with these particular nations in it. The Lord, all right, through what he chose this particular line through Adam. So Adam's seed has seed, and they multiply on the earth, and they see the daughters of men that they were fair. Okay, what Jake always does. They see the women of the other nations, and back then it was bigger. See, today you just meet a Japanese chick, and she'll have you eat off chopsticks, eating your collard green off chopsticks. But pretty much you go on about your life, she go on about her life. Yep. But back then you dealt with women of other nations. It came with heavy idol worship, man. Which now that's really our women. You deal with the nigga woman, you get into all that idol worship and stuff, going to church and all these different philosophies. Go ahead.
It says that they were fair and they took them wives of all which they chose.
Right, they took them wives, all right, and just like Jake, all right, at the time of Nehemiah, Ezra, Solomon himself, all right, they got too deep into their concubines, all right, and what did they do? They started taking on the philosophies. They started making marriages, which what marriages is a covenant. It's an agreement. So the heathen bring their gods, and eventually their gods are a part of your practices. Compromise. That's why you're not supposed to marry a heathen woman. She's supposed to be just a concubine, okay? A maidservant, all right? You're supposed to marry women of your nation, all right? Go ahead.
It says, and the Lord said.
Meaning have a ceremony and all of that. Go ahead.
You're going into an agreement with another house.
Right. Exactly.
That's what happens, man. Whenever you have a marriage, man, you're going into the agreement with another father's house. And y'all binding those houses, man. You know, in business.
That's
right. Economics, family, growth.
Right.
You ain't doing that with a concubine.
Right.
You're not binding yourself with that person's house.
Right.
Over there. They just your chick dealing with. She coming into your domicile, and that's it.
And she go take orders from your woman. The Israelite woman, you pretty much would set her up to, you do this, you do that. He likes this, he likes that, you know, and so forth. All right, go ahead.
This is Genesis 6:4 or 6:3. It says, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man.
So people read it and they just think, well, they laid with him. No, they will look like Jake always does. They get among the heathen and learn their works. This is what happened. This is happening with the sons of God on the right hand side. Okay, go ahead.
It says, yet his days shall be 120 years.
Right. He took away, you know, the life expectancy of men. Men live longer. There was more oxygen into the earth. A lot of the diseases and death that we have is a lack of oxygen. But the Lord set it up that way that we don't take in enough to live as long. All right, go ahead.
That's heavy. Verse 4, it says, there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of the Most High
came. The giants basically are the mighty men of that time. Which who are the mighty men of every time? Israelites.
The prophets too,
especially the prophets. Yeah. All right, but Israel, period. They're the mighty men of today.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
All right. That word, when you look at that word giant, it just means it's Nepal, the fallen ones. All right. Go ahead.
That's right. It says, there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of the Most High came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men.
Right, their seed became mighty men, but they were laying with the women of other nations. Go ahead.
It says, which were of old men of renown. And the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth.
It was great in the earth. Where do we find ourselves today? The wickedness of man is great in the earth, man. The way amongst men and women, everything is pretty much out of course. You can't trust anybody. The food you eat, you have to worry. You got to watch your back. Everything's a scam. Everything's this. Wickedness has increased itself. Go ahead.
It says, and the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Right, continually. And this is where we find ourselves, man. All right, go ahead.
And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them.
Keep going where it talks about Noah.
Verse 8, but Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord.
But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. The elect, basically. At the end of the day, that's the elect in spirit. All right, just like in Ezekiel 37, Ezekiel was representative of the prophets. All right, Noah is representative of the comfort that's going to come to the earth.
That's right.
Because that's what his name means, comfort. Okay, and through, all right, starting with Yahushua in the house of David, comfort is going to be restored to the earth, man. So while all of our people are doing wickedness and madness and being and just being clowns, we're supposed to do what Noah did. What did it say about Noah? Go ahead.
It says, but Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man.
He was a just man. You see that? Go ahead.
And perfect in his generations.
Perfect in his generations. Just like all of you, because that's the elect.
That's right. That's right.
See, perfect in his generations, man. While our people are getting into all of the idol worship and the madness, we turn from it, man. We're not. We're of this world. We're not. We're in this world, but we're not of it. You see, same thing that Noah. The same situation we find ourselves in right now, brothers. Noah did the exact same thing, man. And he remained faithful on the path in righteousness.
That's right.
Therefore, he wasn't flooded.
That's right. I got you.
See what I'm saying? And we're trying to get away from this nuclear flood and the fire that's coming from the chariots. We don't want to be on the negative side of that.
That's right.
We want to be covered from it.
That's exactly
Go
right.
ahead.
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 5. And spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness.
A preacher
of righteousness. He was a priest. Yes, that's the priesthood established at that time during Noah. Because why? Like the priest, he knows the ways of the Most High.
That's why
Genesis 8:20.
That's why I said he was it perfect in his generation.
Perfect in his generation.
Because it wasn't like he was around for 80 years and he died.
Yeah.
Noah was around for hundreds of years, man. So he saw generation after generation that sprung up from his loins. And what do you think he was teaching them?
That's right.
He was teaching that righteous way.
Exactly.
And of those that remained, of his sons, who kept that righteous way.
Shem.
Right.
So it says, and spare not the whole world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly.
There you go.
That's right.
And that's what's coming. All right. And we want to be in the stead of Noah.
That's right.
We don't want to be in the stead of the scoffers, because he had scoffers.
That's right.
Noah had scoffers.
Yeah.
He did.
You see what I'm saying? You know he did.
Yeah. Even as for the other two sons. Shit. At the end of the day, they didn't follow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, but when you think about it, even after the flood, everybody died, the ungodly died.
Yep.
He had his three sons, and the only one where we get the traditions and the teachings that were passed down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that came through the line of Shem.
That's exactly right.
That's it.
That's right.
This is the Bible. See, Christianity, you go to church and Shem. They don't want to talk about no Shem and Noah and all that. Yeah, he rode on the boat. He did this. Some clown shit.
Looking at somebody's legs.
Yeah.
Looking at somebody's legs in the front.
Yeah, that's
They had animals and shit on a big ass boat. That's
right.
All that, yeah.
Right. Because Christianity is like the elder said, it's been it's the biggest failure that the earth has ever seen.
Travesty.
It's a travesty. Okay, and now you got Vocab Malone and all of these guys. G Consciousness is leaving Vocab Malone because he's racist. Well, duh. Basically, you're helping this nigga tell niggas that you will be nothing else outside of black. You're black. You're African, and you're supporting them niggas, man. If you down with Christianity, you're down with your own goddamn downfall, man. That's right. Go ahead, bro.
It was one more verse in that. I'm gonna go back to Genesis 6 and 9. It says, "These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations.
Right.
And Noah walked with the Most High."
He walked with the Most High. What does that mean? Does that mean they were just walking through a fountain? You're like, wow. No, that means that Noah kept the ways of the Most High on the earth.
You keep going,
and that's what the elect and the remnant is supposed to be doing in this time.
That's right.
Because the destruction is coming, man. If you're a spiritual man, you should understand clearly that destruction is coming. You got people mocking what happened to the destruction. Nigga, it's here.
Yeah.
This world is being destroyed, man. You got earthquakes at an all-time high, freakism at an all-time high, nuclear capability given to all the different nations, which they are going to use for the Battle of Armageddon. You dig?
That's right.
All right.
I got you.
Go ahead, brother.
This is brother just sent this. ZeroHedge.com, over the last 7 days, our planet has been violently shaken by 144 major earthquakes.
Wow. Wow.
You will make me catch the Holy Ghost. We do. This is the Holy Spirit bringing this word out, man.
Yeah.
Man, read that again.
It says, too many of us, it is becoming exceedingly clear that something very unusual is happening to our planet.
Something very unusual. And what's that? It's judgment. Okay, everybody has to pay. You did. We pay. So you telling me this world and this state and all of the wickedness they're not going to have to pay? See, they got more to worry about than us. All they can do is lie, but it's not going to hold up because righteous judgment is coming to where he's going to understand who's who and what's what. That's what we have on our side.
That's right.
These people have to worry about the fury and judgment of the Lord. Go ahead.
Man, yeah. This is the one that
Wisdom of Solomon. Yeah, let me look it up.
It says,
14.
to many of us, it is becoming exceedingly clear that something very unusual is happening to our planet. I went and looked it up, and I was astounded to learn that the crust of the earth has been shaken by 144 major earthquakes over the last 7 days, and that includes more than 50 on Sunday alone.
Damn. 144 earthquakes, man.
God.
Hey, what's that in second Ezra?
Second Ezra. I know you know it.
Yeah.
I was
Start at 9 and 1 and then jump to 15. Just read like 9 and 1 through 2.
in the spirit.
Because that's basically what's happening.
That's right.
And see, this is where we good. The hell, yeah, we're in hell.
Yep.
But one thing we can say is this is happening.
That's right.
And it's happening in the favor of the prophets, the lowly, the poor, us. Because these people lying. We ain't lying. We tell the truth.
Exactly. It's the same time like during Noah. Like, because if you keep reading in Genesis 6, the Lord gave Noah instructions on how to prepare for what was coming. So we have the same information to make that same preparation.
There you go.
To be saved out of this destruction that's to come too.
That's right.
This is Second Ezra chapter 9, verse verse 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Right. Measure thou the time diligently in itself. Bible Shar real quick. Ecclesiastes 85. Bible Shar real quick, and then we'll get that.
Okay.
Because, man, read that again, brother.
Second Ezra 9 and 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Right. Measure the time. Meaning you looking around. You're measuring things. You have to be very particular. You cannot be a lazy-minded person and be a prophet of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Nope.
You have to be on point, and we're not on point enough. That's how you got to look at it. You got to constantly always be in the mood of we got to get better, because this ain't no low-level salvation that's coming to the earth, so we can't be no low-level men. So, yeah, we got haters. Cool. Deal with it. Yeah. Let's not give them too much. Now, Christianity, we will, we going to get on Christianity and the Catholic Church and all that, but some of these niggas, just ignore them, man. Just keep preaching. They need your energy for a reason. You did?
You gotta be hungry and humble.
Right.
You gotta be hungry and humble and just get it, bro.
Right.
Find a way.
Get it, man. It's going and a lot of things are going on, and you Akim that are on that I see. I Shalom to all you Akim, man. Y'all know what it is. It's time for us to prepare ourselves for that push, man.
Right.
For that push. And some of you brothers that have been in the military before can kind of see, something is being prepared.
Right.
Just like Esau getting ready, we as a spiritual army, we getting ready, man, to make that push, man.
Right.
But to bust down the walls of Jericho, so to speak.
Yeah,
okay.
Right.
This is Ecclesiastes 8:5. It says, whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing.
Right. He whoso keepeth the commandment, and the elect are going to keep the commandments, man. And it's sealed in them. All right. It's sealed in them. All right. To do the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua and to be covered. Go ahead.
It says, and a wise man's heart.
And the commandments go beyond, the 613. The commandment is really the whole book. Remember the Lord said, is it not written in your law that ye are gods? That's not written in the law. That's written in Psalms. So technically, this whole book is the law. This is the way.
That's right. The full spiritual understanding is the commandment. This is the whole will. This is the whole will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All the writings and understanding passed from the time of old. But to put it all together, you got to have the Spirit dealing with you. The Holy Spirit got to be dealing with you, man. That is the fullness of the commandment. That's the fullness of how we deal with one another as brothers, what we're prophesying out there on the highways and byways, and how we conduct ourselves in our daily life. Okay? All of these things that we have the hope for the salvation of Yahweh Shem Yahushua according to the promise. It sounds like a lot, but it's really very simple. It sounds like a lot, but it's really very simple for the small elect to achieve that promise, man. Okay?
Right.
Now, we're going back in Ecclesiastes 85. It says, whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment.
A wise man's mind discerneth both time and judgment. All right? Your mind is geared towards discerning the times. Like the scriptures say, you're looking to see, well, it said this would happen. See, everybody else is of the opinion. Everybody else is really pretty much, they want to stay here. Their spirit is geared towards here. Even Israelites. They're not talking about the end of this. You're supposed to be looking and speaking about the end of this place, man.
Right.
All right? Go ahead and get second Ezra.
Kind of.
9.
Yeah, this is back in 2nd Ezra 9:1. I'll read it again. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before.
Right. That's power, man. We have the book that's telling you this said this was going to happen.
Yep.
Can't no other book on the planet Earth right now do that.
Not one.
This book is living, man. This is living waters. Go ahead.
It says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right. He's beginning to visit the world.
That's right.
That's what's happening. Okay?
Exactly right. Because if I could say this, that's why the scripture in Ecclesiastes 39, it says, be occupied in prophecy, man. Being occupied and watching the things that the Most High said in the scriptures that's going to happen before it's happening. Watching those things and knowing that we're that much more closer to our salvation, you know? So you got to take heed in your ways and walk accordingly. I'm going to keep going. This is verse 3. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes.
Earthquakes.
That's what we see.
Yeah, 144,000 earthquakes, man.
That's right.
Yeah. You did?
Kind of.
So really, the world, the heathen are being judged more than us. Now we catching hell, but these people are getting judged, bro. They just get hit by cars. Okay,
bro, you got this whole thing over on the coast of Florida where what's it called, a red scourge, where all the plant life and all these marine life animals are dying because they're suffocating because of the pollution in the water.
Right.
And it's like the worst it's ever been in like history, bro. My brothers can get the technical terminology and post it on the comment board. I appreciate it. What's going over there off the coast of Florida right now with all the animals and everything like that, man. So basically what it's coming down to is the Most High has written the algorithm within life itself, man. You ain't gonna just violate Yahweh Shem Yahushua's creation for too long. He gonna make it to where you gonna be destroyed. And what we're seeing right now is in the minds of Esau and the minds of these heathens, they fighting right now for the earth's resources.
That's right.
They over there in Turkey fighting. They over there in the Ukraine fighting. Germany is fighting this guy politically. All these skirmishes are getting ready to break out. Now you got this thing where Trump's affiliates, when he was going on his campaign, they get brought up on charges of tax evasion, moving money around, lying and scheming. So they try to impeach Trump. Man, hell is getting ready to come through this mug, especially now we getting ready for the next Senate elections. So things are gearing up, man. Things are gearing up fast. Judgment is being prepared.
It's getting fast.
Bro.
The days are going by fast.
That's right.
race wars over there in the Carolinas.
Yep.
They're pulling down statues. All types of stuff is going down.
Right. It's like this. You got to get to the point in your mind where hell is just going to be a part of the story. So you got to focus on what the Lord is doing, man. Fuck what Satan is doing. He gonna always be trying to get you and have you frustrated. And the world is going down. Think about it. Babylon is going down. We're prophesying the downfall of Babylon, but Babylon is also how you, although it's the Lord, of course, but Babylon is, you work for Babylon. You get your food through the system of Babylon.
Exactly.
So as that system breaks down, all right, and brothers are about to, the chip is coming to your jobs, particular brothers. That's going to be happening more and more, all right? And if you're faced with all Israel, I'll do a video, all Israel, anybody who's an Israelite, you listen to this video. When you are presented with the mark of the beast, don't take it, which we know 2/3 are going to take it anyway, but if you're presented with the mark of the beast, man, with the RFID chip, and Esau's like, I'll put a chip in your hand.
Don't listen to what
Don't
he gonna
do
tell
that
you,
shit.
man.
Don't
He gonna
do
try
that
to make
shit,
it sound juicy, bro.
Right.
He gonna give you it's gonna be like the best deal. Your family situation is gonna be fucked up. Then he gonna try to give you an out.
Because it's hard right now, bro.
It's hard.
People are catching hell, man.
Look for them out. It's that party.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And you know it's gonna get worse, and then that's when he's gonna present it. And he's gonna make it seem like it's cool. Don't take that chip. And everybody, when this chip come out, all these Israelite groups are gonna scramble.
They're going to scramble.
They're gonna scramble, man.
Yep. Because they ain't told you what to do. They told you to pity pat with it. They say, well, the mark of the beast is Esau's philosophies. Well, nigga, ain't one part of his philosophy putting the microchip in people? Evidently. That ain't a part of his philosophy? Clearly it's a part of his philosophy, man. And see, when Esau puts that chip in you, he's God. He's the Most High. He's able to program when you die, when you're born. He's going to be doing all sorts of shit with it, man. So the Lord is about to take this man down, man.
Yep. That's right. And the thing about Jake, they done forgot that Esau is a fucking maniac.
They don't care. Yeah. He keep trying to tell them.
Mm-hmm. We keep trying to tell you that this man is Satan. He's insane.
Yeah.
And he's going to really bring that insanity. The spirit is going to be used for him to really bring evils on the planet Earth, man.
Right.
Okay?
That's right.
No, not to get too far.
I'm gonna go right back to this verse and finish it off. This is 2 Ezra 9:3. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
People, man. Nobody agrees. There's a war and an argument in everywhere you look.
Everything.
You could be listening to some jazz music with a cup of cognac, man, whatever. And you'll look to the left, and there's some friction.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, everywhere there's a march. Somebody angry, they're oppressed. Women are marching. Women got all of the rights, and they're still marching. Getting naked in the middle of the street. Everybody's on edge, man. Everybody's on edge, man. You go throughout the planet Earth. There's riots. Hey, I forget. I was just looking. There's basically all-out purge somewhere. The government's basically defunct. I have to look it up. Nah, it's not in America.
It's not in America.
Yeah.
Venezuela?
Nah, it wasn't Venezuela. I'll look it up. But go ahead.
Okay, it says, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Right.
Yeah, man, these things have been prophesied continually, and this is what the prophets was always looking for this day. Yep. Because the prophets always knew that this time was aligned with the salvation of the nation of Israel. Right. We was always that mystery, that remnant receiving the promise was always what the prophets were seeking after. Mm-hmm. The men of the Lord was seeking after that time. Yep. So we would say, okay, when is it coming out of the day of the Lord? When are all of these things gonna be? The dividing asunder of the times. Go ahead.
Anarchy is in Mexico.
Mexico
town, yeah. No government.
Just like GTA. What's that shit called? GTA. What's that mean?
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
They just doing whatever you want to do.
Random purge of spirit.
No cops, no government, just anarchy in Mexico town.
Yep. The civil unrest, man. I'll look at the party. That's what it's talking about in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. And those things are going to come to America. That's what the prophets, like the elder just eloquently said, is looking for. Just like from the days of old. We're looking for all out just anarchy and hell to take hold of this place. And that lets us know that our salvation is drawing that much more closer. Even though we know we in Great Babylon, brothers going to go through dire straits, that brings us close to the salvation as these things unfold. I'm going to keep reading.
Anarchy is like a movement down there. They like doing this shit like bring
looting,
anarchy back.
Just doing everything, just purge spirit basically. Just lawlessness. It says, 2nd Ezra 9 and 5, it says, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So like it tells you in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, there's a time for everything under the sun, you know? And right now we're just coming into that time where the wicked is about to be put out the earth. He's about to be removed from power. Like it says in Job 14 and 5, you know, the Lord had appointed his bounds, which you can't pass. So we're into that time. It's a transition of power. But there's about to be a great devastating destruction as that transition goes on. It says, verse 6, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs.
Effects and signs, man. I mean, we see the effects and signs, and they're real. See, Esau can make a movie and have people fire going everywhere, but the Lord's movie is really happening. Okay, and we're witnessing it, man. Go ahead.
It says, and every one that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed.
But you gotta believe, man. See, like Apostle Bars mentioned this, the brothers have been doing sit downs on prayer and belief. You know, Brother Monaghan did one, Brother Kazak did a sit down on that, and I think other brothers responded. But brothers really, I mean, hey, Apostle Kabar said this: a lot of people don't pray because they really don't believe that there's power behind it.
Exactly.
They don't.
It really is a function of prayer, is a function of belief.
Yeah.
When you believe, you pray, man.
You're praying.
You find yourself always begging to Yahweh Shem Yahushua to do something.
I woke up this morning begging,
Begging.
please help.
You should be getting on Yahweh Shem Yahushua nerves.
Right.
The angel that's over you, that's reporting to the heavens for you, that's taking the messages back and forth with the spirit. You should be constantly sending messages, man.
Right.
You should be constantly, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Come on, man. You said you was gonna save us, man. You know?
Even the elect souls in the spirit world are
You
crying.
should be begging, man.
Revelation 6.
That's right.
They're crying. What are they crying unto the Lord? Get that. Fuck the shot. Revelation 6.
Revelation 6.
Yep.
You should be constantly putting this energy out into the spirit world for Yahweh to return and save the elect out of this place, man. Because that hastens that day. That's the part of that hastening that day, man. Okay? But if you don't believe it, you ain't gonna do it. Okay? And you gotta see it. When we see all these things happening in the news, we read these scriptures, you see it. Day of Atonement, I'll give a quick testimony. The Day of Atonement came in, you know, that night, I had dreams of all types of destruction. I laid down, I went to bed, and immediately we were sitting in the room and in my house, and this is in the dream. And there was jets flying. You know, when a jet comes by, it's like, and you know, the house shakes a little bit. It's like, oh shit, jet, you know. And then there was another one, and the house shook more. And then it was just like, and so it was like, oh snap, oh shit, you know, to where you run. And we start looking through the window, looking at the sky, and it was, you know, jet formation. So we're like, oh man, I wonder what they're doing. Is this an airplane show? Or, but then you start seeing the other side come, and then it was just an all-out war in the sky, man. To where we're like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? These things are coming forward in our psyches, man.
Right.
These things are coming forward from the, you know, because Yahweh Shem Yahushua is sending us messages that these things are being prepared.
Right. This vibration is going to, salvation is going to come through this vibration.
That's right.
I got this real quick, and then get that. We are a sweet savor.
Kind of.
Get that, Baba Kashaf. This is Revelation. You got that, Revelation 6.
I got it.
This is Revelation 8:3. And another angel came and stood at an altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar, which was before the throne. Okay? And verse 4 says, and the smoke of the incense which came with prayers of the saints, okay, ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. Now, get this in Revelation 6. The prayers of the saints are the Israelites. Okay? Go ahead.
This is Revelation 6, and I'll start at 8. It says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High.
The souls of them which were slain for the word of the Most High. Okay? And he said he saw where? Read that. And I saw where? Under what?
It says, and when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar.
Under the altar. What is the altar? A place of sacrifice.
That's right.
All right. Go ahead.
It says, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High, and for the testimony which they held.
Right, which is the truth, which is the testimony that's going to lead to salvation.
That's right.
Okay. The testimony we have, okay, and it is sent from the heavens, in which it's going to happen through what the prophets say.
Right.
And if you don't believe that, what you're saying has that power, you're not going to make it. You signed up for the wrong thing. If you don't believe that's why Apostle Tahar is so heavy into confession, because the more you confess,
you gotta confess. But people talk about he's just saying do videos. No, he's saying glorify Yahweh Shem Shah more.
Right.
That's what he's saying.
Right.
He's saying confess, push it out there more. He's saying put the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of Yahweh Shem Shah out into the world more. That's what he's saying. See, people don't have no spiritual ears, man. They just hear a man on YouTube talking. They're not listening. You gotta listen, man.
I gotta appreciate it. This is Isaiah chapter 19, okay? In 19. In that day there shall be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt. An altar, all right? And what is the altar? A place of sacrifice. We're making our bodies a living sacrifice. Right. So within you is that word, all right, that's basically going to lead to salvation, man. The elect men. If you are one of those men,
you're pouring out your spirit.
Right.
That's what was happening when they were sacrificing. You're pouring out your spirit, man. You're pouring out that all of that thing is what's happening before who? Before Yahweh.
Right.
This is what's happening, man. We're pouring out the spirit of the Lord, that life, right? That spirit has been put within. We're pouring it out. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I might have to go to verse. This is Revelation 6 and 10. It says, and they cry loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy and true, doest thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
That's in the heavens.
Yeah.
So what I was going to read is also us here. All right. When the Lord smells that savor, man, because the altar, he wanted the frankincense. It said that in Revelation 8. It was a sweet savor unto the Lord, man. So Revelation 19 and 20 says, I'll start over, 19 and 19. In that day there should be an altar unto the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. All right, and that's these different camps. That's you. You're a sacrifice. So the altar is wherever you are, man. If you of the elect. All right. It says, for they shall cry unto the Lord because of the oppressors. That's confession. That means you are confessing the word. You're crying unto the Lord because of the condition of the earth. Right. People say, how long you gonna talk about Esau? Why is Esau? How? Why not? It's always been us.
Until the prophecy be fulfilled.
Until,
man.
yeah.
That's how long we're going to do it, man.
Right.
We're doing our job.
That's right.
What you doing?
Right.
Looking at us.
That's right. I got a precept. This is Isaiah 62:6. It says, I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night.
And don't expect to be accepted of the people. And don't try to cater to the people's emotions. You cannot be a leader if you want to cater to people's emotions. And that's what's wrong with a lot of these other camps. They're worried about the presentation and the rawness. And we understand it looks crazy, but in this world, it is crazy. So, hey, we get it. You see what I'm saying?
The foolishness of preaching it, but this is what pleases the Most High.
Damn if you do.
Yeah. You know,
go ahead.
It says, ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence.
Right, keep not silence.
And give him no rest till he until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth.
Right.
So that's what we're doing, man. We're settled on we're not settled on our leads, man. We're watching the prophecies unfold, man. We want the promises of our forefathers. So in that supplication, we're steady coming to the altar, making our bodies a living sacrifice, begging for those tender mercies of David that they'll be bestowed on us, man. You know?
Right.
And we're gonna do that until it is made so in the earth.
That's it. That's
that's all
we got.
Noah did it.
Noah did it.
Yep. To the very end, until the Lord brought the flood, and then he was eventually saved.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. There's quite a few men and brothers going hard on the comment board. I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna pull one that Mark Kabash put. Shalom.
Shalom.
He retracted a piece of it, and I wanted to finish it. That in 2nd Ezra 15:8. Can you pull that?
Yeah, I got it right here. You want to go right to it?
Yeah, 15:8.
This is 2nd Ezra 15:8. It says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
You should be getting on Yahweh Shem
Wow.
Shai. You should be going hard. You should be begging Yahweh Shem Shai to save his remnant, save his elect, and fulfill the promise that he gave.
That's right.
Because he put his name on it. All right?
That's right.
Get it on that?
No, it's a little bit more.
All right.
Verse 9, it says, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them.
That's right, because they were cleansed by the sacrifice that Yahweh Shai made. All right, for that seed's sake. This is hasten is coming. He put Hebrews 13:15. By him, therefore, let us offer the sacrifice of praise unto the Most High continually.
Offer the sacrifice of praise.
That's heavy right there.
The sacrifice of praise to the Most High continually. That is the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to his name.
Woo!
You know,
That's a lot of
What
power
is
in that.
that Hebrews 13.
That's high power.
That's a stango
That's
right
a power pillar.
Brother Abadi, I think you sent me that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Let me see. I know y'all.
I got one too.
Go ahead, brother.
This is a quick one. This is St. Luke 18:7. It says, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him?
So yeah, we gonna cry, bro. And the reason why it's so many Edomite videos is because he's doing so much.
He's ruling. He's the one dominating everything. He needs to be brought down.
Right. I'm not gonna talk about the man in whose kingdom has to fall in order for me to get the kingdom.
That's right.
What the hell is wrong with you? You out of your mind. Why you not talking about him?
Because he's too busy worrying about what the sisters need and figuring out how to overcome goddamn tax evasion, some shit. I don't know.
Just, a clown.
Yeah, that's right. It says, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, faith. Because faith, that's what's going to have you in the spirit to continually come to the altar, man, to give those praise of thanks and glorify the name of the Heavenly Father and His Son, man, until He restores us back as a nation.
God, I want to pull Brother GMS had one I wanted to read, but I don't. Brothers done put so many scriptures up here.
Brothers going hard.
I done lost that bad boy. Oh yeah. GMS Ben put Psalms 94:3. Lord, how long shall the wicked triumph? I just wanted to read that, man, just to show the point of, I don't know if that was the son of David or not, but basically it's just going in on, look, man, you're supposed to be complaining about the state and affairs of the earth right now, man.
That's right.
And I see the brother, what's his name, Henry Satiza. Look, bro, you gotta suck it up. At the end of the day, no one can make you care.
That's right.
Nobody can make you do what you're supposed to do. You're not willing to have the first thing is discipline.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the discipline, you ain't gonna get started on nothing, bro. Don't nobody feel sorry for you, bro. And I'm saying this out of love. I'm not saying this out of being mean. I'm saying this out of love.
That's right.
You gotta suck it up and stop making excuses for yourself. Okay? Everybody going through stuff, bro. You gotta suck it up and know that the Most High will kill your ass. And that fear should drive you to do whatever, man. Because if I came and pointed a gun to your head right now, you gonna get the job done, bro. But you need to know that spiritual gun is pointed to your forehead right now, man.
Exactly.
You need to see that. You need to see that angel right in front of you, holding that sword to your neck. And if you don't have that mentality, you're not going to have the intestinal fortitude to do what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Because can't nobody make you care, bro. Can't nobody make you care.
What, you scoffing?
No, he ain't scoffing. He ain't scoffing at all, man. I'm just saying this out of love.
So that's about that.
He wants somebody to feel sorry for him. Nobody feel sorry for you, bro. This is tough love right now. Just because it's just real talk. Right. If you can't get out there on the highways and byways, your leg chopped off, man, dude, you obviously know how to work a computer. You here on YouTube. Make a video if you're so serious.
That's right.
That's just the quick admonishment for that brother, man. I ain't mad at you, I ain't coming down on you or nothing, saying you wicked, man, but I see you making certain comments. Hey, that's what these live shows are here for. I know we come, we bring scriptures out, we do this thing, but we communicate back and forth on the comment boards to certain stuff too.
I got a scripture.
Go ahead.
This is Romans 12:1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice.
I mean, you give up what you want. You give up your desires. You give up your lusts. You give up the things that are make you feel good and put you in a comfortable place.
Sacrifice too. The best, because when you present a sacrifice for the altar, it's the best of that particular thing.
Yeah, it has to be a sweet savor.
So the Lord wants the best state of you. You know what I'm saying? He wants you in the fullness of your spirit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep reading. It says that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. So even if you are offering the best of to the Most High, the best of yourself to the Most High, that's your reasonable service. You don't get a pat on the back for doing what you're supposed to do.
The reward is the kingdom.
Exactly.
You got to be kingdom minded. You can't be looking at this world and ready to make an excuse to do what you want to do.
Right. And I'm gonna say this to you brothers who are just coming in, like, yeah, you get the same penny.
Yep.
All right. But you're gonna have to get on point that much more faster. It ain't our fault the end of the world is not. All right. So things are gonna come down, things are gonna be said. You gotta be a strong-minded person here to get to that finish line, because there's all sorts of stumbling blocks, there's all sorts of things that the Lord has within it that you can just fall off the deep end and stop confessing. That's the thing. You got to confess, man. If you believe, the best thing to do is within what the Lord gave you, confess with it. And by that, you help build, man.
That's right.
We're in the time of building. What happened in the book of Nehemiah? They said, look, let's build. And we'll rebuilding the temple. So that they can offer those sacrifices.
Exactly.
All right. Now we're the temple.
That's right.
And the sacrifice is you.
Exactly.
You see?
That's right.
The sacrifice still is changed and Yahushua is the ultimate sacrifice, but we're sacrifices.
That's right.
If you're a part of the 144,
You ain't fooling Yahweh Shem Yahweh. You can fool us.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fool Yahweh Shem Yahweh.
Exactly. He
Okay.
knows what's acceptable and not acceptable, man. Look at the example with Cain and Abel. You know, it's regulations to this thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like the church, they'll tell you that there's a such thing that's called conditional love or unconditional love. But there are conditions, man, to the mercies of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man. There are certain requirements, you know.
Yep.
Was it more on the comment board or?
There's tons on the comment board, but I had a pre-sale. I'm gonna bring up this.
Okay,
The last one.
Sure.
You roll into whatever else. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14. It says, "Now thanks be unto the Most High, which always causes us to triumph in Hamashiach."
That's where we win, brothers. They don't have Yahweh Shai. See, this Bible has been here all these years, and nobody got it. You get it. The Lord sent the Comforter, man. We get it.
Right.
So we triumph here. All right. Didn't it say in 1 John? All right. I forget where it's at, but it said, "You have overcome the wicked one. I write to you, little children, because you have overcome the wicked one." If we're a part of that number, we have the victory. That's what you keep your mind on.
That's right.
That's what you embolden yourself in. That's what you have faith in. Let it embolden you in the spirit. The fact that, man, the Yahweh Shai overcame death, and we're going to overcome death.
That's right.
That's where it's at. That's what's kept us from glory, death. So, man, death is going to do what it do. We're going to live, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man. Go ahead. Go back to that sweet say. So that's where we triumph, man. Sweet say. Oh, you got something?
Okay. It says, this is back in 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 15. It says, "For we are unto the Most High." I'm sorry. Let me go back to verse 14. It says, "Now thanks be unto the Most High, which always causes us to triumph in Hamashiach, and maketh manifest the savor of his knowledge by us in every place."
In every place. That's where they get mad at.
Mm-hmm.
That's the spirit, the spirit of truth, which the world can't receive. It's the true vibration and energy of Yahweh Shem Yahweh. This world is not at all prepared for it. This is the anti-Messiah, along with the people that live here. All of these people are anti-Messiah. Okay? So we triumph and we speak this word in every place, man. We go to the harsh, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, go ahead.
Right. It says, "For we are unto the Most High a sweet savor of Hamashiach."
Right, a sweet savor, man. And when those sacrifices were done, it was particular. The Lord wanted them different, this amount of wood, and those woods smell good. We're gonna get control of it all. Different frankincenses, all right. And then the fat, he wants the fat, because that's gonna help the fire burn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and it just, you know, it's that fulfilling smell.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because the fat adds flavor to the meat.
That's exactly right. That's what I'm saying.
Right, the fat basically of an animal, that's around the area that adds the flavor, because it's transporting the nutrients through the silk, slicky, you know, substance, oil.
Triglycerides.
Right, and oil is electric, dude. It's a bunch going on there. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right. That's right.
It's all spiritual, but the fats. So you would offer that up, man, and that smell that went up. That was,
you know how it smells when
right.
It's cooking, when
Right.
that meat hitting that flame,
right, with that frankincense with it.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying? So
that's how we gotta be, man.
That's how we gotta be.
With this knowledge that with this glorification of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man.
Right. You couldn't offer a strange incense. You would die. I forget who two sons it was, but two of his sons died offering. They were Levites. They offered a strange sin. The Lord was like, what? Like you go to the corner store and get them big ass incense. You know, you light them and say, "Oh, smell this."
Yeah,
you're like, man, the Lord don't want to smell
like Keisha.
What's that, Keisha?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. So we got to be a sweet savor. Remember, we're a sacrifice.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
It says, "For we are unto the Most High a sweet savor of Hamashiach in them that are saved."
And them that are saved. So salvation comes to this word, and destruction. Go ahead.
And in them that perish.
And in them that perish. So what the prophets speak, what you possess, brother.
Yeah.
This is what you need to take into consideration. If you don't take nothing from this lesson, take this. If you are one of those men, within you is the doctrine that is going to lead to all of this that is written in the scriptures happening through your word, guided, inspired through Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. So that's not no low-level thing right there, man. That's a very big thing. So take yourself serious as a man of the Lord. Right? Take yourself serious. This is some serious business. This is some high-level. Yeah. This is nobody gets it.
It's a deadly serious situation. Right. And you know, Henry, I can see that I perceive that you don't really fully understand the weight of the ministry. You know, this is not a feel-good thing. Right. And that's why this is being stated right here, what we're reading in Corinthians. And I want you to slow your mind down. If you truly are listening, you say you come in humbleness. Because right now you're doing what we call humble bragging.
Right. But at the end of the day, either you go listen or not.
Yeah, it's a lesson. It's a lesson. But it's going into what we're talking about.
Man, I'm gonna say this, man. For you guys, man, really, hey, we gonna work with you. Some guys you work with, but at the end of the day, look, we teaching, man.
Let's go.
We teaching the Bible. All right. If you don't agree, leave. If you agree and if you want to listen, listen. All right, we all catching hell.
Enough said.
All right. Go ahead.
Enough said, man. I was gonna highlight this because it says in them that are saved and in them that perish.
Right.
Meaning this thing that's coming out is gonna be polarized.
Right.
For some people, it's gonna lead them unto the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But for the other people that can't receive it, it's gonna lead into the worst destruction you can ever experience in the history of mankind, bro.
Right.
So it's a terrible thing, man.
It's serious. Yeah.
It's a deadly serious matter.
Right.
So, you know, this ministry, what we're preaching right now is driving the world into tumults, man. Yep. Like straight up, they gonna want you dead over what you preaching because it's that divisive in that way, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I was just using him as that example.
Nah, that's cool, you know,
because it was like evident right there, you know. So a person that's really not getting it, a person that's just kind of like, what are you? So are people supposed to be afraid of what we're saying?
Well, this is the thing. I've been nice for too long. I want to be mean.
Yeah, be mean, brother. Be mean, brother. I got I don't get that. You know what I mean?
I got two scriptures I want to
go ahead.
Let's go, champ.
I'll get this one first. This is Romans 14:5. It says, one man esteemeth one day above another, another esteemeth every day of life. Let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind.
That's really,
yeah, you got to believe, brother. If you believe, you know, hey, if you believe that what we're speaking is something that's going to lead to what we're reading about is salvation, then there's a particular alertness, respect, and everything that you're going to get.
That's right.
You know, and we all had to learn. We all went through our simple moments. So, you know, it's all good. But at the end of the day, this word got to go out, man.
That's all he is. That's
and it ain't all nice, man.
It ain't all nice.
When you talk about the end of the world, people dying, gnashing the teeth.
That's right. Hey, keep reading in that in Corinthians. It said, who is sufficient for these things?
Right.
Because for one, you will savor unto as death, life unto life, and death unto death.
I got one more. Just backing up what you said, because the message ain't gonna always come nice. And this is the reason why. This is 2 Corinthians 5:11. It says, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men.
Yeah. That whole letter, he was cursing out the church.
Yeah.
When you really get into the writings to the Corinthians, he was cursing them out.
Yep. That was the biggest letter he wrote. Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, but we are made manifest unto the Most High, and our trusts also are made manifest in your conscience. So we know the prophecies, we know all the doom and gloom concerning the day of the Lord. So that's our job as prophets to get this word out, man, so the blood won't be on our hand.
Right.
And also to seal up the election, you know. But it's gonna be through that terror, that the truth, just the truth of the matter. You know what I'm saying? We gotta express that. That's part of the testimony.
Right.
God, all you had on that?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm going back to here in 2 Corinthians 2 and verse 16. It says, to the one we are a savor of death unto death, and to the other the savor of life unto life. And who is sufficient for these things?
Who is sufficient to bring these things out in its purest form? Huh? Only a particular. You got to be a special. That's what I'm saying. To get to the finish line, you're gonna have to be a peculiar, special, crazy-looking stone. Like there's just rocks, but then there's stones that stand out. You're like, what is this? That's what you're gonna have to be. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna have to be like you know,
What is that?
like, what is that? To get to that finish line, man. And that's going to have to start here. Belief and salvation and all the prophecy being fulfilled starts here with the elect. As they believe it and speak it, it happens. That's the power of the word of the prophet. Get Daniel 9 and 10 real quick. Go ahead.
It says, "For we are not as many which corrupt the word of the Most High, but as of sincerity, but as of the Most High, in the sight of the Most High, speak we and Hamashiach Yahweh Shai."
Right. We don't corrupt the word. We're not here for your emotion. And that's what Israel needs, a leader that has that mind frame. Because our people's minds are all messed up, so we can't cater to how they feel. We damn sure can't cater to Esau and what he gonna be mad at. The job wouldn't get done. So there has to be a special elect soul that is gonna speak this word, all right, in its full fulfillment, and that is gonna be the sweet savor that is gonna go up to the Lord, because we're crying of our oppressors, we're bringing his word out, we're making up out his living sacrifice. Charity is a form of sacrifice. What you can do for each member of the body, all right, and in any way you can help that brother, hey, charity covers a multitude of sins. So you ain't just helping somebody, I teach you, you know the truth. You're helping somebody who the Lord potentially, this is one of those souls that he chose. So there's a particular level of reverence that comes with how you deal and treat others in the brotherhood. All right, but that don't mean it's going to get soft. There's still a balance with that. It's going to be rough, but this is a very delicate situation we have here, man.
Exactly. Because if I could say this too, because I was looking at the comments, man. Everybody's not fit to have the lot as a prophet, and that don't mean you're not going to be saved. You know what I'm saying? That's why the 1/3, it's going to include people that are not the prophets that are going to be saved too, just people that believe. But if you have the ability, and the Most High know your heart better than any man does, if you have the ability to go out and preach, you should be preaching. That's just the bottom line. But if you don't, whatever you can bring to the table, just do that, man.
Well,
it ain't that difficult.
And scripture talk about whoever shall even give the prophet a drink,
drink,
water shall receive a prophet's reward. Right. But if your spirit is condemned already, you ain't even looking for a way to. You ain't even trying because you're like, oh Lord,
yeah.
That's what we saying.
Exactly.
You got to put your best foot forward in the spirit of Yahweh Shai and move within whatever the Most High is giving you.
That's right.
Right. Imagine what you going through and having to put up all of the videos and study and do what you got to do. We catching the hell too.
That's right.
And we teaching.
Mm-hmm. People ain't making period videos of you. You
ain't nobody calling your job.
Yeah, nobody fucking with you. You watching the videos.
That's actually Paul said that exactly. He had that same sentiment.
Yeah,
it's like we are weak, but you're strong.
You chilling, bro. Yep. You really good, bro. About sitting here watching, supporting. I don't see no ties coming in.
Exactly. There's other ways to support the ministry, man. So
go ahead.
Did you want that, Daniel?
Yeah,
can I start at 9?
Yeah,
this is Daniel 9 and 9. It says, "To the Lord our power belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our power to walk in his laws." Verse 10, it says, "Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our power to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets."
So read verse 9 again.
Daniel 9 and 9, it says, "To the Lord our power belong mercies and forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him."
Though we have rebelled against him.
Yeah.
Mercy. It really, man, at the end of the day, we can sit here and bring out every man mercy. Yeah. That's all we need, mercy. Each and every one of you. That's why nobody should be proud, man. You need mercy, man.
Yep.
Like when you look into the priesthood, man, and you go into what they were doing and how particular it was, man, Tawada, Yahweh for Yahweh Shai.
Man.
Yep. To fulfill all of that sacrifice and all of them rituals in one,
you just have faith in him. We got a shot, man, to get that mercy.
This is the only thing talking. Go ahead, brother.
That's right. It says, neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord our power to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants, the prophets.
So the voice of the Lord is the prophets. Through his word, which is Yahushua.
That's right.
What did Yahushua say? The word that thou hast given me, I have given them. See? And they have believed that I am sent of thee. All right? In their mouth was found no guile. They had the mind of the Most High in them. And through their word, through the energy that they possess, through your existence, prophecy will be fulfilled, man. That's what we have. That's what we have. This doctrine is directly from the heavens, from the Most High,
That's right,
through Yahushua to you. Think about that, man. Think about how important that is, man. How big that is. We don't deserve it, but think about what's happening here. You were written about to be raised on your feet in the latter days. Find out that you're an Israelite. It's all recorded and written in the Bible. Isaiah 44. You're fulfilling that, man. And you're at the forefront of it. And amongst all of these bug out camps, you have the right doctrine, man. Come on, man.
That's right.
We can't mess this up, man.
We're fighting for it, you know.
You can drink. Now, what do we have to, like, it ain't that hard, man.
Yeah.
You go to the God of the church, you got to hide that you drink,
You want to smash a woman.
That's not freedom. This is the freedom, man.
That's right.
We're free from the bondage and rudiments of this world, man. So this is heavy, man. This is not just niggas getting on YouTube. And that's how the Lord wants it. He wants it to be looked at as, what is this? What is this?
Yeah.
But that's what his power lies. Okay? Go ahead.
That's right. It says, verse 11, it says, yea, all Israel has transgressed thy law.
That's it. But the voice of the Lord is his prophets. Okay? You got some?
I had that second.
I mean, if you want to.
I had this in the Hebrews. This is I'm not Hebrew. It's Matthew chapter 10, verse 39. It says, he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
Sacrifice. He's a lamb to the slaughter.
I got something.
Woo. It says, he that receiveth you receiveth me. And he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me.
You cannot take men out of this. Read that again.
He that receiveth you.
He's talking to men, his disciples. And who does that equate to? Those who follow the Lamb with the so we go to 144 at the end of the day. This is who this equates to. The house of David. Read that again.
He that receiveth you receiveth me.
So you have to receive his men to receive him. Where they at? You have to figure that out. Go ahead.
It says, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me.
So there's a connection between the Most High, Yahushua, and these hallowed men. With King David being the head of that whole narrative. All right, of that church, of those chosen men, the Elohim.
We just doing this, man. We just stretching forth our hand.
Right.
Receive us, brother. It's all right, brother. But you gotta humble yourself truly.
Right.
It says, he that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward.
Right. There's a lot of people. We get on this world, but there's a lot of people in this current world the Lord will have mercy on. People who treated you with respect, or somebody who may have made your day one day. That one X, was with the Lord. There's going to be a lot of people. So everybody ain't the 2/3.
Right.
There's particular people you're going to encounter in your life. It ain't happening everything's written. This is an algorithm now. So they're there for a reason. If you elect man, everything in the world's tied to you.
Yeah. And the Spirit was put on them to bless you. When they didn't have to bless you.
Right.
When the world in that same scenario would have fucked you over.
Yep. Right.
They blessed you.
Exactly.
Right.
And for that deed, that angel
it could be
was
one day.
Gonna send a report up.
Right.
He good.
Right.
Or she good.
Right. Right.
It says, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward.
Some of these chicks you meet and you be real tied up to them and close to them. There's a chick that you dealt with back then. And you just came to sort of seal her within this. She came in contact you with you forever. and she gonna probably be saved. You know, the Lord forgive her because they gotta be forgiven.
They do.
Just like we gotta be forgiven. Yep. So, you know, there's a lot of ways the Lord, and it's gonna be the people who were at least real with themselves. You people out in this world, this proud, this vanity, like even Israelite women. There's gonna be harlots in this world right now. A bitch like Cardi B will be delivered over you who took shalom.
Yeah.
Getting on the, doing all this wickedness around Israel, man.
Yeah.
You see? And it's gonna be the lowly, the people that this world look down upon, that the Lord is gonna turn around and give them the first dominion of the house of Israel, man. And what are you niggas gonna say then? You know?
It says, and whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water, only in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward.
So you should be looking at the minute of the Lord like, look, because I'll even take just getting that reward. You know,
you remember when we was out there at the guard station? We was getting harassed by all them people.
Yeah.
This had to be what? 8 years ago.
I remember. Yeah.
We was out there. This is back when we used to preach by the dark station. Every borough we would get all these damn citations. They would put us in this little thing and make us sit there.
Yeah, you went in there. You went in
there. Yeah, man.
Big ass garment, cape was flapping in the wind with your hands. I remember that. Yeah. We had it on camera. We was complaining.
But then there was this one female Judite cop. Yeah. She would always coming out there.
She would bring us water. Leave them alone. Yep.
Yeah. And she would bring us water. Cold water.
Yep.
Fresh out the chest.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. It would be fresh water.
It would be fresh, cold water. This Texas is hot. Like, there ain't regular. It's that radiation heat.
Yeah, this is some demonic heat. I want to go back to California.
Yeah.
But if I got the brothers, but if I didn't have this, bro, I wouldn't be here, man.
Yeah,
it's too hot. But it's comfortable. It's not comfortable.
You can pay your bills in Texas, but you can pay for it with that heat.
Yo, that's too much. It's like, come on, man.
And so she would come and bring us cold water, and like the spirit was like, the Most High gonna bless her, man.
Right.
Cause she was like, leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a cop, full. She had her full outfit on, man.
Yep.
Leave him alone. Here, y'all want some? Y'all need some water here. Hand everybody some water here. Yep. Right. And then she just jumped in her squad car and bounced.
Get that in Ezra, as they have done it to my chosen. So the Lord is coming back
in the Bible.
Yeah, it's in the Apocrypha. Second Ezra 15.
I'm still at 15.
Yep, as they have done it to my chosen. It's further down, I believe. But everything, like what did the Lord say in Joel? He said, basically, I'm gathering them to the Middle East because they have parted my people. So first, the Lord's name is going to get glory. Of course, this is all done for the Most High Yahweh's name to get glory. His son, Yahweh Shai, gets glory. But also his men.
This is second Ezra.
What does it say above that?
It's called the kings of the earth to reverence me.
No, that's good.
Yeah, this is second Ezra 15 and 21. It says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen.
Like as they do unto my chosen. Go ahead.
So will I do also in recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord power.
Yeah.
Read that again. So the world is going to be punished according to how they treat those particular men, which means they would have to be hated. Read that again, Baba.
Second Ezra 15 and 21. It says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also in recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord power. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth.
You're going to be they're going to be judged according to their sins. The elect are going to be covered from their sins. Man, fight to be of that number.
God. I got this in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 12, verse 21. Okay, 22. It says, therefore, whereas thou dost chasten us, thou scourges our enemies 1,000 times more.
So we getting chastened, right? But these nations, trillions of dollars in debt.
Through.
Nigga, through. The so-called white man is through. He's been outed as a pedophile all over the earth, snorting coke, having baby parties, passing little babies around, smoking weed and doing coke and freaking off with animals, and his whole system is corroding. The 2/3 look horrible. They ain't going no goddamn where. All right, the heathen, floods, earthquakes, plagues. All right, so we're catching hell. So he scourges us, but our enemies. Read that again.
It says, whereas thou dost chasten us, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more.
Right.
To the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness, and when we ourselves are judged, we should look for mercy.
Man, that's a heavy scripture.
Heavy. It says, wherefore, whereas men have lived dissolutely and unrighteously, thou hast tormented them with their own abominations. For they went astray very far in the ways of error, and held them for gods, talking about, just the ways of this world and idols.
Right, idols.
Which even among the beasts of their enemies were despised, being deceived as children of no understanding. Okay? So the Most High, man, he's preparing something way worse than what we're going through that's trying us through this thing.
Right. A carburetor going out, or drive shaft falling out. I remember my drive shaft fell off on the freeway.
Yeah.
Man, so we catching hell. We catching hell, but these nations got more to worry about than us. All they can do is lie, but it ain't gonna work. Written that it ain't gonna work. Yes, it's gonna be within the story. It's gonna be some uncomfort that comes with the narrative, but the overall end all be all is that the elect win. You got something?
Yeah, I'll read this. This is Revelation 12:10. It says, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power, in the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony."
Satan sending up sacrifices too, trying to get to, Go ahead.
And it says, "And they loved not their lives unto death."
They sacrificed.
It's like Yahweh Shar.
But hey man, you can't love, you got to love not your life unto death. You can't just be sitting up there making excuses about whatever you're going through, bro. You gotta just deal to the best of your ability with your Yahweh Shar. You sit up and man, damn, man, shit, man, don't nobody understand my pain. Come on, bro. Don't nobody feel you like that, dog.
We done seen a lot.
Dog, man. You all right, man. You here.
Yep.
As long as you got a brain, you got a mind, you can read these words to the best of your ability, man.
Hey, and when Jake was in the wilderness, those of the righteous, they did everything on the fly. They had to get caught on quick, where they had to go around their surroundings and offer those sacrifices. They still had to do it. In the wilderness. So look, man, you got to snap into it. That's really the only answer I can give you. But through the Spirit, we're here to guide and teach and answer. But at the end of the day, it got to just be in you. It's something that's a gift.
It's not mechanical, man.
Yeah.
Definitely, faith is a gift. But if you have faith, whatever you have access to do, man, you just gonna do it, man. It's just really at the end of the day, you just hope you line up where you need to line up when the Lord come back, because that's what we're hoping for,
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's getting a little late. With that, we're gonna give all praise to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakatadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.